I want to see them starting to get in aggressive on towards this Victor. Now you can already see Crying, he's opted in towards the cleanse. But okay, that's a last second change coming in for Xiao to go for the first dragon here. It's not like you're going to have RNG to answer at all. When we look towards the scaling that comes in these...
Know exactly where Teen and Bless are. Actually going to pop the ultimate. The Grand Skyfall comes in. Jump onto Wage. That's just going to be an easy cleanup there with the Hex. His top laner, but because of that, because he is up on the top side, they are going to start up the dragon. Elitza just has to flash away. They are trying to slow him down. Hextech Ultimatum is there and available, and there is no escape for you, Aatrox. They are bullying this top lane. They are giving up objectives, though, and everything available to him. Sam D in a little bit of trouble. Is going to take it down to about half HP as the minion wave now starts crashing, and this is going to be far, far too easy for the side of RNG. They pick themselves up a very, like, you know, old school RNG where they were like, well, we know you're going to try and feed Uzi, but it doesn't matter because Uzi's still going to get fed. You can't deal anything.
You know what? I'll look at the Spark Notes instead. I haven't really got the memo as to how this works.
Gala needs to be so careful. Ming with a great flash, though, and immediately walking in front of him, he will go down to the Ignite. Ming tried everything he could to protect his AD carry. Very nicely done by him. They do trade it 1 for 1. Dragon is still up and available. You can see RNG just want to try and get that one. Stop the ticking time bomb that would be the Cloud Soul going in favor of TT. And yeah, like I feel like that Rift Herald play, which is a little bit too soon, is probably the way I'd put it. Now, can't talk about that just yet. They're going to jump straight into Ming, who gets deleted straight away. Now they're going to jump straight. Wei gets a kill on the Bless. There's a jungler dead now for TT. Sam D can't really get into this fight. He knows that it's just a bit too risky with the control you get with someone like a Victor. Crying now going to try and chase down the the LeBlanc, while Sam D is being chased down, but he takes away a kill on his own. Xiaohu will be able to pick him up eventually. Hookshot misses though, and now it's a little bit dangerous. Sam D is not going to be able to survive.
No, just try to make sure that you stay on the edge of your seat for what has been a very slow game.
Early Rift Herald didn't really work out for them. They didn't really get the full pressure you want, because I understand what they've tried to do. They can't actually contest this right now, so it just was a little bit jumbled up. They lose top lane turret in favor. It might be an argument to just kind of let this one go, unless you can find a pick. They do get the explosive cast down. They flash immediately down on top of the mid lane, and they trade support for mid lane. Bullet time across most of the team as well. Oh, you flew too close to the sun, TT, and you got burned by RNG. They are not done yet either. The Skyfall comes down. Jin is dead. And RNG, they don't need the dragon. They can go straight for Baron after this mid lane.
Yeah, they're going to turn straight over towards it, and that was just, as you said, Captain.
Will always be a question until we see some kind of bigger improvements from them, but they will gain themselves 4 kills. Kind of just give respect right there. I think Ming was already on the map.
And Crying working together to take their top bot side. You've also got Xiao who's working on this top lane as well. Like, you're spreading TT thin, and that's their worst night of support of their team. And it means that RNG are able to go for these aggressive plays with Baron now and get the remainder turrets.
So all outer turrets will almost certainly go down. Captain trying to see if he can get something on the Xiaohu. Again, who has no flash, but is doing just fine out of this Baron. They still have it for another 45 seconds. They can get a lot here.
That's the engaged team. Soaks up that stun from Wei, but it looks like everyone's just going to back up. I say that.
Yeah, Teen has to flash, does not want to get caught out there. There's the curtain call, but the people are still very, very healthy here. This is to use the trapper people in, but there is the captain going in, trying to just eliminate Gala. He stays alive with just a sliver of HP, and sadly for you, LeBlanc, that does not help you with the passive there, and that is with the Gala. With Gala going back, they may be able to try and take more and more of these inhibitors, because right now they're still looking pretty damn healthy. Crying is still full HP.
Xiaohu can TP in if they want to try and end this as well, but it looks like inhibitors are just going to be the call here. Gala walking his way back towards the base. There's 1 tower remaining when it comes to these inhibitors, and TT trying to get aggressive on, but I don't know if you want to take this fight.
I don't think you can take this fight right now. They're trying to jump onto Xiaohu, who just goes golden. We talked about the stopwatch earlier there, and there is the second fight coming in. Oh, you talked about the shot calls, and they didn't look at the items. Another explosive cast is beautifully set up to put the Aatrox right into the middle and the waking arms of the rest of his team. The middle inhibitor just fall. That's going to be 3 inhibitors down. They haven't got a Baron buff. There's only the captain left, the man who has to stay with the sinking ship for this game, and he will unfortunately be dropped. And that is going to be game 1 going over in fairly convincing fashion to RNG.
The Nexus will fall, and RNG will pick up game 1 of this series. Very, very well played from start to finish pressure as well, so you can go for the early dragons. It's all just well and good when you look at the game.
And that was going to be the final lock. It's going to be the Zaya. We had a Zaya earlier today.
2 plates as well.
Yeah, a lot of XP and gold, and Bless is not done. Bless has got himself a flash as well. That's double TPs coming in as Ming runs away. He had the phase rush, so he gets the extra little bit of movement speed and keeps himself alive.
A lot of options here for TT. They got to make one now.
I was gonna say Sam D does not have his flash, but Ming does. Do they have the damage to push him down? Oh, it's ticking, yes! He just about keeps himself there. Gala, though, with the cleanse. Is he gonna be able to get away from this Leona team? Trying his very, very best to get this kill back, but Ming says no. That is my...
He can TP in, but instead they're committing to this top side.
Xiaohu trying to get himself away, did get himself a body slam, and they are going to try and just keep him away from that second turret. To back him up, but just a little bit too late. Xiaohu had already kind of done the fight there. They have got the Rift Herald, they can use it straight away just to pop down this turret, get all that gold into the Renekton. That is exactly what they are going to do, as they are fully aware with the cry of the Cloud Drake falling down that there is absolutely no one from RNG coming to help this Gragas.
And now you shove in this top wave.
Speaking of alive and well, I don't think Captain's going to be. He's going to take a little bit of a nap, and he's almost certainly going to die here. That is going to be Wade picking that one up. There is a TP coming in, though, and that is going to be Chalitza dropping in. But Xiaohu, you weren't able to join your team. I probably should have went up and around to the left near the blue buff, and that is going to be a trade of kills. Gala has to go up into the feathers. Now he's in a lot of trouble. There's the final shot. Gala flashing himself away. To be so careful, buddy. You need to back up now as they... Oh, Sam D, though. Sam D's been caught. They had vision. Oh. Oh, Ming doesn't actually get caught out here, and this is a little bit of no man's land. There's the flash in. They just get the Q down. They're going to drop down the sleep as well, and here is Xiaohu, and everybody just gets bopped up and around. That is a huge amount of damage, and again, TT are caught with their...
Bops everyone, dead as you like. RNG get away scot-free, and what was 1 turned into 2 to 3 to 4 kills now for Crying.
Is there though to play bodyguard. Ming goes in, he has to get stunned before he can pulverize, and now RNG, they're feeling confident. They're feeling like they can take on the world because they're the ones that go for it, but that might have bited them back straight away as they caught them with the solar flare. And oh, Ming giveth, Ming taketh away. He just absolutely just got himself caught. Weaver's Wall going to keep them away from the tower as they take that one down. Captain is there on. That means that the Dragons stack the 30-minute mark before they have all of those Drakes stacked up for a soul. But Ming, ooh, nice little sidestep, forces the flash out of Bless, but Teen is there to try and help out his jungler. Ming flashes away. They do not get the solar flare down. Gala is perfectly timed on that ultimate. They're trying to use the curtain call to maybe get some more damage down. Gala just walking away from Bless. They find a kill out of the most unlikely of circumstances.
Chalitza, though, to open up with the curtain call and actually find the...
Oh, way! They're just going to try and go for the carry. They get the lilting lullaby down along, flash in return effectively. So, see now, Chalitza just walk away. Solar Flare completely whiffs, hits absolutely no one, but Ming is now just flicked back into the team. He is the first one to die. Teen almost taken down. Yes, the final little barrel, so it's support for support. Gala gets jumped on, but he jumps up into the air, and there's nothing he can do with a 3-man lilting lullaby, and this is all but done for the side of TT.
They get the Baron, they get the Dragon, and RNG are primed to take this game.
What an amazing facilitator for his team, Wei, and just able to pick themselves up the Baron. They get the Ocean Drake. They get
tank kind of front line where you've got both the Banshee's Veil, the Zhonya's Hourglass, Anguish, even like the Nightbringer and stuff like that. But certainly this is a build that's keyed into what is the needs of RNG in this game, and it's Wei making the plays that we just saw.
We'll see now where they want to try and go, but this Baron buff is still ticking down. They had a lot of standing gold to take, as there was still a bot lane turret and top lane tier 1 turrets available to the side of RNG. They hadn't really taken anything else there. As I say that, though, Gala to be very, very careful, and they're trying to just do this 4v5. They know that the Lucian's not here, but it's just not working. Ming flashes in. They know they can get so much more off of this. They need to just be a little bit careful, though. Very hard to run straight in, and there it is. Rat-tat-tat-tat. Crying going in, trying to do his best impression of the rat, and gets himself another kill. That is almost certainly going to be the game. They have the Baron buff, they have the minions, they've got the inhibitor. That's it, 2-0 RNG.
And it's all over. Consider yourselves cold, TT, as RNG will take the 2-0 here today.
They're going to try and just keep these going down, get some extra KDAs on top of them there. The Nexus turrets have fallen. And in 28 minutes, they are going to secure this series 2-0, start their season with a good, solid win.
But at least they have started off their 2020 warpath with a win here today on RNG's side.
2021.
2021.
Yes, we're sadly in the future, and 2020 was the longest year of all of history. But yeah, like you can see it here, like TT had the opportunities. The Captain was playing well, putting out decent damage. I thought Bless played a fantastic early game. It just didn't really come together, and they just overexerted themselves, stretched themselves far too thin, and just ended up in a situation where they just gave away the lead they had, and twice, as you can see, they got it back and then they gave it away again. So overall, lots to be learned for TT. It's going to be a very long split for them if they don't shore up these issues. And for RNG, you take the positives. There is definitely some negatives. Xiaohu, massive issue in the top side, I personally believe. I still think you can take Wei, look at him and go, right, Wei looks good, Cryan looks good, and Gala and Ming are getting there. There will be a potentially decent team coming up into the later stages of the season, but overall, I'm still pretty happy as an RNG fan, because I think if you saw the Twitter kind of rhetoric with this sort of thing, no one knew what to expect. Everyone thought this was going to maybe blow up and in their faces, and it'll be the worst RNG ever. But I think we can all calm down a little bit and say that they're still a decent enough team because the players are still there.
Yeah, it's just a case of trying to figure out the nuts and bolts of the whole situation. And I think the goal graph kind of shows the rocky road that's ahead of both these teams as we move into 2021. I want to make sure that still, though, there are tapered expectations on both sides, both for TT in that this is a new team and they will be looking to grow and bypass some of these issues that are fundamentally a rookie squad. And then when you look over towards RNG as well, there is still growing room here. And if push comes to shove, they still have Xiaobai. Xiaobai sitting in there behind Xiaohu. It's not like they're top lane lists. They still have other options. And it'll most likely only be for spring until we get into that summer season. And then I wouldn't be surprised if they move Xiaohu back towards mid lane. So overall, these are kind of temporary band-aids that honestly we'll see what happens, how well these heal as the time goes on, and how much of this can be shored up as we start to move forward.
And looking towards expectations for the upcoming games, I suppose, for the two teams. And for TT, we just need to, again, it's going to be a very rough season for them. But for RNG, they have a very, very big kind of opportunity here, I suppose, to kind of, we talked about how a lot of teams, the top teams in particular, will drop games just before Spring Festival and then bring them back right afterwards. And that's when they start to pick up momentum. Do you see them maybe causing an upset win every now and again, or maybe kind of taking a cheeky win off of maybe the top 4 team?
Look, I'm never going to say never. I think that's the beauty of the LPL is everyone beats everyone. At some stage, someone will do something daft and they'll end up losing a couple of plays, but at least most of the times we end up seeing kind of the top float in. I hope for their own sakes that we just don't end up in a situation like V5 in spring last year.
Yeah, I agree with that. But even looking towards them there, we can see they're against Suning, OMG, V5, and Team WE. So a lot of the top playoff contenders there. OMG not so much, but they definitely have a couple of tests coming up just before the Spring Festival. But have a look at a couple of the highlights coming in from that game. And again, there's there was some fantastic moves coming in here from Wei, and he just was able to make everything work for his team. He was the perfect facilitator.
Yeah, he was the life breath of E-Star, and now to see him move across last year, and now to see him coming across to RNG, this is such a massive upgrade for these guys. And you can see there's no longer that heavy reliance on Xiaohu in the mid lane, on champions like Twisted Fate or even the Galio to a certain extent, to make these early game roams, to have these plays set up. They now can rely on Wei to get the ball rolling, and not even just in like one lane. He's visiting so many of them, and his team fighting prowess, as you can see there, spotting the perfect opportunity that was needed. The build was perfectly set up to go aggressive for these plays. You can see the Zhonya's popped there, but had the Banshee's Veil to allow him to get in and out. Like, he knew from the get-go what his job was, and it's such a brilliant thrill to see him able to come into his full expectation in this RNG lineup.
Yeah, and exactly, kind of looking at him, he is the MVP for Game 2 as well, so having 2 MVP performances from the man in the jungle. But I think what makes a jungler, what makes a good jungler isn't that, he necessarily looks amazing or he comes out with the best kind of KDAs or anything like that, but he's able to make maybe slightly less potent, parts of his team look better. He was able to make Xiaohu look very, very strong on the top side because he was able to give him that support. And for me, that's the sign of a very, very strong jungle and very strong team player overall. Like, yes, you can get KDA players, you can get people who are individually insane, but someone who's able to provide such a huge asset to everyone in their team is very, very rare sometimes in this game.
Also, just on a personal note, it's got to be quite nice for Wei. Because back on Young Miracles, Xiaolong Bao was the starter ahead of him. And now he comes into RNG and takes Xiaolong Bao's spot.
You're right.
Now, I'm not talking about, like, hey, creating all this animosity between them, but it's just personally got to be a little bit of satisfied,
Just a little bit. But we're going to have a little bit of a think about how satisfying that would be if I was in that situation. But we're going to send it over to Wendy, who is chatting with RNG.
Welcome to the interview, and this time we have invited Wei from RNG to join us. So first of all, congratulations on this win, and for both games you were able to grab that MVP. So are you satisfied with your own performance today? 那么首先恭喜你们获得本场比赛的胜利，而且2局比赛Wei选手都拿到了 MVP。那对今天自己的表现还满意吗？
今天就队友打得也很好吧，然后没有出现什么问题。
I think all my teammates they played really well, and we don't make much mistakes for today's game. So my next question is, for this split, Xiaohu has changed to the top laners instead of as a mid laner. And for today's game, we really seen a very good top jungle synergy, especially in game 1, you ganked to the top twice in a row and helped the game to start with a 2-0. So could we know more about the synergy together with Xiaohu? 那么其实这个赛季小虎也是从中单然后转为了一个上单嘛。那在今天的表现，好像你们的一个配合还是非常非常默契的。像第1局比赛，你是连抓2波上路，然后让队伍是2-0开局。所以想问一下，现在的一个上野的配合程度怎么样呢？
就虎哥打很久了吧，然后他就带着我玩嘛，就我们配合还可以。
I think Xiaohu is a veteran player and very experienced. He just led us and led the whole team, so that's why we are able to have very good synergy. And so in terms of the game 2, actually the game like seesawed back and forth. So at which moment did you guys think, yeah, we can get the win? 那么其实第2局比赛还是比较的一个焦灼的。那么你们是从哪一个瞬间就开始觉得说，哎，我们好像能赢下比赛呢？
就对面可能就失误了一波吧，然后我们抓到机会了，我们就觉得可以赢。